So initial voting for the WNBA All-Star game is now out, and we have some interesting names on the list, and we have a list that is a little bit different than you've seen in the past with the WNBA. And we also see the star power, the shine of a star. I use quotation marks on purpose. We see the star fading for someone who was immensely beloved by.
Angel Reese is out here hustling harder than a TikToker with rent due, begging for all-star votes like it's the last bread roll at Thanksgiving dinner. But wait, is it passion or pure desperation? Did the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie just turn into the WNBA's top campaign manager overnight? Grab your popcorn because this roller coaster of ego, hustle, and emoji-filled Instagram stories is about to get wild. Trust me, you won't believe how far she's willing to go for those votes.
Look who wants her fans to vote her back to the monkey noises. Yes, that's right. If you all remember, the WNBA investigated the Indiana Fever fans for racism when the Chicago Sky got absolutely destroyed in the WNBA opener in Indy by 8,200 gajillion points. And yet Angel Reese is out. I Talk Hoops, the Angel Reese Stan account that's like deletes a lot of stuff now because it can't take the smoke. Angel Reese enters tomorrow's game as the only WNBA player averaging a double-double this season. Double voting today, Angel posted.
See, the WNBA All-Star voting race has turned into a full-blown reality show minus the roses, but with all the drama. With the All-Star event looming like a final exam no one studied for, players are scrambling to rack up votes like it's Black Friday at a popularity contest, and right in the middle of it, Angel Reese, the self-anointed queen of hustle and subtle shade, currently parked at the 13th spot with a modest 170,000 votes.
Fine. Angel Reese. What happened to the Angel Reese fan base? Have y'all truly abandoned Angel Reese? Is the star shining? Does the star shine dimming on Angel Reese now? Have her own people just left her? Have they forgotten her? Do they no longer love her? I mean, she celebrates mediocrity with the me-bound thing that she thinks that she's just gonna so randomly.
Let's pause for emphasis. 13th. Not third, not even 10th. 13th. That's practically JV level in the All-Star ecosystem, and yet Angel Reese is campaigning harder than a senator in an election year. She's reposting fan tweets like she's running a grassroots movement. She's on social media throwing digital confetti every time someone tags her name with a voting hashtag.
Angel Reese all the way at number 13. So Angel Reese is averaging 11 points and 11 boards this year, but has really struggled and turned it around of late the last 2 or 3 games. But at 37% on those stats with that level of non-winning going on in Chicago, she wouldn't really necessarily make my all-star team. I would have to sit it down and get it on paper, but just thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I don't see how I could justify making her an all-star, but she's all the way down at 173,363. You would think she would be more popular. Her Instagram followers are constantly touted as proof of her motion.
Honestly, at this point, if someone voted for her via smoke signal, she'd probably repost that too. But here's the kicker. While Angel is busy playing Vote Fairy on Instagram, there's a blonde shadow towering over the leaderboard with all the subtlety of a fireworks show in a library. Yes, Caitlin Clark, the silent but oh-so-deafening elephant in the room. Sitting pretty with over 500,000 votes.
First ballots have come in, and of course, who else could you expect than to see Caitlin Clark listed at number 1 on the early voting. She is number 1, and we will share this list. As you can see, is Caitlin Clark with 515,000 votes, almost 516. Nafisa Collier, Aaliyah Boston, Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Paige Beckers. Paige Beckers is rolling in at 6th. Kelsey Mitchell's in at 7th. Sabrina Ionescu's at 8th. Lexi Hull. The fan base of the Indiana Fever have spoken. They have spoken. They are pushing Lexi Hull, trying to push her into the All-Star game, folks.
You heard that right, 500K plus and counting. She didn't just break the scoreboard, she rewrote it. It's like showing up to a high school science fair with a baking soda volcano and Caitlin rolls in with a functioning time machine. And yet somehow, Angel Reese manages to talk about the All-Star race without so much as whispering Caitlin's name. Not a single breadcrumb of acknowledgement. Nada. Zilch. Caitlin Clark could be standing behind her holding a neon sign that says, "Vote Leader," and Angel would probably compliment the lighting and keep scrolling. You'd think she was allergic to saying the name Caitlin. The girl could be voted WNBA president, commissioner, and mascot all in one, and Angel would still refer to her as some people. Now let's not pretend Angel Reese hasn't made waves this season. She has. Some of them caused by rebounds and others by post-game quotes that need their own translators. But to be 13th in votes with a season that started shakier than a toddler on stilts, that's bold. That's Kanye-level confidence. That's walking into a spelling bee after misspelling cat and still demanding a trophy. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here throwing no-look passes, draining logo threes, and casually rewriting rookie records like it's a side quest. And yet, Angel acts like Caitlin's highlight reel was shot on a potato in 2003 and doesn't deserve a second of her attention.
So it was literally a case of, like, Angel Reese got in by coaches. So the only players that I would assume are going to get in on, like, based on that is, I think it'll probably be, I think Caitlin will, obviously. Caitlin will get in. And I think it's to pick the starters, I think. So I think it'll be Caitlin, it'll be Fee, it'll be Aaliyah, it'll be Aja, it'll be Stewie, it'll be Paige. Like, Angel Reese is 13th in All-Star voting, lads. She is 13th in All-Star.
Sis, the woman has more votes than some teams. Teams. Plural. But sure, go ahead and campaign like you're neck and neck. What's even funnier is the way Reese is positioning herself like she's a certified all-star lock when the numbers are gently and not so gently saying, "Ma'am, maybe next year." She's mobilizing fans like she's starting a revolution, while Caitlin's votes are stacking up like she accidentally found a cheat code. And through it all, Angel still can't bring herself to say, "Hey, that Clark kid, she's kinda killing it." Nope. Instead, it's all coded language and vague tweets. "Support your faves," she says. "Real ones know," she posts. "Ma'am, the realest ones are looking at the leaderboard and seeing one name in all caps and the rest playing catch-up like they forgot the assignment." If she ever accidentally congratulated Caitlin, her phone might self-destruct. And it's not like the fans haven't noticed. Every time Angel drops a "vote for me" post, the comment section turns into a Thanksgiving table with drama. One person's hyping her up like she just cured global warming, while the next is dragging her for not acknowledging Caitlin's existence like it's a personal crime. The replies are serving more spice than a Hot Ones episode.
This myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths, the deception of deceptions, la mentira de las mentiras for those who prefer Espanol, or as fake gangster Ja Morant would say, the cap of caps. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
Even more ironic, Angel's entire brand is built on being unapologetic, vocal, and real. But when it comes to recognizing the undeniable force currently steamrolling through the WNBA voting chart, suddenly she's quieter than a librarian in a nap contest. The selective silence is louder than any scream. You'd think by now, just once, one time, she'd say, "Yeah, Caitlin's killing it, she deserves that top spot." But nope. Instead, it's the digital version of looking at the Mona Lisa and pretending you're admiring the frame. She could be standing in a field of Caitlin Clark fan signs and still be like, "Love the vibe, vote Angel Reese." But let's be honest, this isn't just about competition. It's about ego, legacy, and pride wrapped up in rhinestones and highlight reels. For Angel, acknowledging Caitlin's vote count would mean admitting she's not the main character in this episode, and that just doesn't fit the brand. So instead, she doubles down, triples down, quadruples down on her own campaign. At this point, she's probably voting for herself from burner accounts like it's a K-pop fandom war. And don't get us wrong, confidence is great, swagger is fine, but at some point when you're trailing by over 300,000 votes, maybe it's time to pivot from all-star hopeful to all-star humble. Just a little. Maybe sip a small cup of recognition with your morning smoothie.
So today, lads, we're going to be talking about the WNBA All-Star voting. So the first batch of WNBA All-Star votes have just come back. They have just come back, and I'm going to be honest, they're not particularly surprising. They're not really surprising. And look, the All-Star, if you guys don't understand, when it comes to All-Star voting, the players have a certain percentage, the fans have a certain percentage, and the media has a certain percentage. And if you don't, I think only a certain amount of people get in based on that.
Instead, what we're getting is Angel Reese throwing her own pep rally while pretending the parade behind her doesn't exist. It's giving, I didn't lose, I just ran out of time, energy. It's giving, I'm not late, the meeting started early. It's giving delusion dipped in glitter. And while Angel continues to march forward like she's top tier, Caitlyn is somewhere minding her business, casually playing chess while everyone else is still learning checkers. She doesn't need to beg for votes. Her game is the campaign. Meanwhile, Angel's strategy is basically, if I shout loud enough, maybe people will forget the scoreboard. Spoiler alert, we didn't forget, admitting someone else is outshining her this round. But hey, maybe that's too much to ask. Maybe we'll get an eclipse before we get a congrats Caitlyn tweet. Or maybe we won't. Maybe Angel will just keep riding the vote train straight through Denial Station and into Fantasy Town. And that's okay, because in the end, the votes don't lie. The fans aren't blind. And whether she likes it or not, the scoreboard is spelled Caitlin. But please, don't say that too loud. Angel might hear you and block the sun.
So if you don't know, WNBA All-Star Weekend, it's next month. It's like July 16, 17, 18, that weekend. And if the polls were to end tonight, the WNBA just released the first returns for All-Star voting from the fans. Duh! Your homegirl Cece's killing it at the top spot. Is anybody surprised? I'm not. But we have 4 players from the Indiana Fever ranked in the top 10. We got Lexi Hall, we got Aaliyah Boston, we got my girl Kelsey Mitchell from Cincinnati, Ohio represent, and then of course we got Caitlyn. I think it's really interesting that everybody's favorite twerking Bayou Barbie is not on this list. But isn't she the reason people are coming to WNBA games too, to see her? Her 26% field goal shooting from 5 feet underneath the basket. That's the remarkable play that people can't wait to see at the WNBA All-Star. Get the fuck out of here. In all Angel Reese's glory of her lack of fundamentals, lack of skill set, lack of will and want to go be better at basketball, you know, even though the WNBA, the media wants to hype her up as she's really killing it in the WNBA, I don't see that name anywhere on this list. But you know, BET gave her the Sportswoman of the Year award, so I guess that makes everything even, right? Y'all can hate me if you want, find me in the comments, I don't care, but I don't think Paige Beckers is having an award-winning All-Star season. I think the amount of records that Caitlin Clark broke last year, what Caitlin Clark did her rookie year, I don't think Paige Beckers has even come close to it. I think she's popular based on the hype that she had around college and the potential she had around college. But truth be told, she's on a horrible team with the Dallas Wings, and I don't think she's coming in here breaking record after record after record like Caitlyn did her rookie year. But it's the fans, and I get it. She's got a following, so she's on the list. But she's not having the rookie year that Caitlyn had. So sorry for the jump scare. I do want to switch gears for a little bit. This is my daughter, Adriana. She was born with a genetic mutation called Stickler syndrome. Her jaw did not grow in utero, and this was her around 4 weeks old having her first jaw distraction surgery. And this is her last summer having her second one when the first one did not work. Now, another symptom of Stickler syndrome is that babies who have this genetic mutation, their retinas are very weak. And so there's like a 97-98% chance that when the babies reach age 5 or 6, their retinas will detach, leading to blindness and an array of other issues. So I talked with her surgeons, and we decided that would be a really good candidate for preventative retina detachment surgery. Now, a couple of my followers about 7-8 months ago who saw me posting about my daughter's genetic mutation did reach out to me personally and say if I ever needed help or decided to put together a GoFundMe to please let them know. I had thought about it with her surgery coming up, but about a week and a half, 2 weeks before her surgery, a tornado came through our very, very small town of Indiana and wiped out a lot of older, hardworking people's homes were destroyed. Our home was partially destroyed. the destruction that you see went on for about a mile, 2 miles down the road. It was really, really devastating. And it was just not something we thought was getting ready to happen to us right before we're getting ready to put our daughter under for another surgery. So I did decide to put together a GoFundMe. The link is in the bio. But first, foremost, if you could just like, share, repost this video and boost its visibility and hopefully help me be able to get paid off this video, I would so appreciate it. The second, if you have the ability and you're able, I know a lot of people are going through stuff right now, but if you have just $5-7 to be able to donate to the GoFundMe, I would so appreciate it. I am the primary provider of our family right now, and I will be out of work most of June, taking care of our baby, getting her through surgery and recovery. So like I said, please like, post, reshare this video, and then if you have the ability, the link is in my bio for the GoFundMe. Thank you guys so much.
Now here's the interesting part. She's missed more shots than a drunk uncle at a family BBQ aiming for the trash can with a crumpled napkin. And yet somehow, Angel Reese fans are screaming from the rooftops that she deserves an all-star spot. Deserves. As in, let's reward this chaos with confetti. Night after night, Angel's performance has looked more like a tutorial on how not to finish at the rim. Missed layups, air balls from 5 feet, turnovers that scream, "Here, have the ball," and rebounds that conveniently bounce everywhere except to her hands. If she was trying to break the laws of basketball physics, then sure, mission accomplished. But All-Star? That's rich. And still, there's an entire faction of fans acting like she's been snubbed by the basketball gods. They're rallying harder than a K-drama fanbase during a finale. Every time Angel posts a glam shot or an "I'm hungry" caption, there's 100 replies saying, "All-Star energy!" As if fashion and missed free throws now come bundled together in the same voting category. What's next? Most inspirational bricklayer.
You know, it wouldn't be a normal day if you didn't hear some silly crap come out of the mouth of Angel Reese, and that's recently what she did when she made some comments about her team and basically said that her team wasn't any good. Yeah, that's basically what she said, is that her team wasn't any good. And it's rather amusing to listen to, but you know, if I didn't play it for you, you wouldn't believe it. But yeah, this is Angel Reese again, running her mouth and saying some stuff that you probably shouldn't say about your own team, but that's what she does.
Look, confidence is fine. Overconfidence is WNBA Twitter's new national anthem. But delusion? That's a whole genre now. And Angel's supporters are front row at the concert, glow sticks in hand, yelling that their queen is being robbed, when in reality, she's been self-sabotaging with every wild hook shot and 0 assist quarter. You don't get to demand an all-star slot because you tried hard. This has been a season-long exhibition in how to shoot 3 of 15 with supreme confidence. It's almost impressive, the consistency of the chaos. You could set a metronome to the rhythm of missed opportunities, and yet here come the fans, fingers furious, claiming injustice like it's a courtroom drama. Meanwhile, the league's scoreboard is quietly whispering, "Please, stop this madness." And here's the thing. Angel Reese was hyped up for months as the future, the moment, the next big thing. But instead of leveling up, we got a TikTok highlight reel of almost, maybes, and basketball heartbreak. Yet somehow, the same people who saw her brick back-to-back shots now want her flown out and dressed in all-star warm-ups like it's a consolation prize for showing up.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League Pass. Headline at Forbes from April of this year: how Angel Reese and AJ Wilson lead the WNBA's growth.
Forget stats, forget logic. Apparently, we're now in the era of vibes-based voting, because that's the only possible explanation. You look at her averages and start wondering if someone accidentally inverted the numbers. Like, is this a parody? Is she secretly trolling us by shooting 20% and still campaigning like she just dropped 40 on a playoff team? If there were a leaderboard for most missed open looks, she'd be top 3 and rising. What's wild is how her fans have gone full defense mode, like a digital SWAT team for bad basketball. Any criticism? Instant shutdown. Any mention of poor efficiency? Hater. Any mention of other players being, actually better? Blocked. It's like they've created a fantasy world where box scores are optional and vibes determine greatness. And look, no one's saying Angel Reese isn't trying. You can see the effort, the hustle, the frustration, but hustle alone doesn't earn an All-Star jersey. If it did, half the league would be in. All-Star isn't about the number of floor dives or the grittiest post-game quote. It's about dominance, skill, execution, and let's be real, we haven't seen much of that outside of Instagram stories.
Once the news was announced that Angel Reese was trademarking the term me bounce, Stat Stuffer actually put up a new lowlights video of Angel Reese. Never in a million years, you guys, did I think that there would be a back and forth happening between Stat Stuffer on TikTok and Angel Reese. The reason I love this is just because we're finally getting the sense of humor back into sports. Like, not everything needs to be taken so seriously. Not everything is a threat. Not everything is misogynistic. Like, not everything is so bad. And I like that Angel Reese has a sense of humor about all of this. She played better last night. She had a triple-double. She even captioned one of her TikToks, butter pecan bang, which is another phrase that this TikToker uses. And I'm honestly just happy about this because this is what social media is about. We should be able to laugh at ourselves every once in a while. And Angel Reese is like, look, let me make some money off of this as well.
It's like watching someone constantly bump into a door and then have a crowd cheer, "Yes, Queen, slam that door again." Eventually, you have to stop and ask, do we just like the aesthetic of chaos? Are we mistaking confidence for contribution? Because confidence without follow-through is just noise, and right now, it's deafening. The expectations for what qualifies as all-star worthy? Because that bar is now buried somewhere beneath a pile of missed floaters and dramatic post-game interviews. Forget field goal percentage. Let's vote based on facial expressions and side eyes. Let's crown an all-star because she tweeted, "I'm her," with 3 emojis. That seems totally rational. The funniest part? If Angel does get in, the narrative will shift overnight. It'll be spun as proof of dominance, of impact, of validation, while conveniently skipping over the part where she got in with more missed shots than actual highlights. It'll be a glittery Band-Aid slapped on a season that's been anything but all-star caliber.
Let's take a look at this because this is kind of wild. Now, the first update of All-Star voting came out. Of course, Caitlin Clark's at the top, but does not have much of a lead. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Because Caitlin Clark fans are basketball fans. See, and unfortunately, they've made the mistake of voting for players that they think deserve to be on the All-Star team, like Nafisa Collier, which is why she's second. The only problem is the only people voting for Caitlin Clark, the only people voting for other Indiana Fever fans are Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans, right? No one else is selecting those players, while Caitlin Clark fans are selecting other players they think deserve it. It's not going the other.
But let's not pretend this is just about Angel. This is about the illusion of success over substance. The TikTok era of sports, where energy drinks and tunnel fits sometimes matter more than actual game results, where PR campaigns can outshine box scores, where being iconic gets confused with being effective. So yes, she's trending. Yes, her fans are loud. It's like watching someone spill milk and then demand a trophy for it. Like, wow, what a spill. So much style, the flair, the splash radius. Surely that deserves recognition. Except it doesn't. Not when the league is packed with players who've been grinding, executing, and doing everything Angel hasn't this season. It's for players who earn it, not those who yell the loudest, post the most, or miss the most shots with dramatic flair. Angel's campaign is loud. Her fans are louder. But the silence in her stat line, that says it all.